Hi, everybody. I'm Brandon Gustafson. I own and operate two assisted living facilities, and I created this channel to help people like you learn the ins and outs of investing in assisted living. Welcome to Assisted Living Investing. In our last video, we talked about how do you find and hire an assisted living facility administrator? What's that process like? I'll put a card up above so you can go and watch that video and helping you assist you, find and hire that assisted living facility administrator. One of the big questions that I get. And another big question that I get that I wanted to cover in today's video is how much should I pay my assisted living facility administrator? The first thing that you want to recognize with that is really those payment rates are just dependent on your specific situation. I hate to tell you that I don't have the answer that you want. Unfortunately, I just don't have an easy answer for you on that topic. But really, the answer is it depends. It really does. It just depends on several different variables. And I wanted to kind of go over some of those variables for you, so you are aware of what you need to look for as you're kind of trying to figure out what you should pay your facility administrator. So number one is going to be location. Where are you operating your facility? Salaries are largely dictated by the geographic location of the facility. If you're in New York, you're going to pay far different than you would in Texas. And if you're in Texas, it's going to be completely different than Colorado, which is completely different from Idaho, which is completely different from California. And even within those sub-markets, your price is going to be completely different. Like in Colorado, for example, if I was operating in the Denver metro area compared to Colorado Springs, I'm paying people a different salary for that. It's really dictated by the going market in the location where you're at. Geographic location is a big key point on what that salary is going to look like. Another big determining factor is going to be how big your facility is. So the more beds that you have at the facility, the more responsibility will be on that administrator. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to have more work, but they are in charge of a lot more things. And maybe they're doing a lot more people manager in a larger facility or something like that. But they have more responsibility. And so the size of your facility is going to kind of dictate what that salary is going to look like and what level it's going to be at. So just you want to kind of be aware that the size of your facility is also going to dictate what that salary looks like. And another one to be aware of is the work experience of the administrator that you're going to hire. If you're hiring somebody who's they're a brand new administrator, they're just getting their license, they're just starting out, you've promoted your house manager up to be your administrator, you're going to probably be paying them a lower salary than you would with somebody who has years of experience. In my experience, people who have experience in the industry, they're also much more realistic though with those salary expectations. So while you are probably going to pay a little bit more for that person that has a lot of industry experience, they're also going to be a little bit more realistic about what they are worth and how much you can pay them. Whereas somebody that's brand new getting into it is seeing the salary of a person that's been in it for 10 years and they think, oh, I'm worth that much money. And they're trying to demand this higher salary of you. So it's having a conversation about realistic expectations for what that salary is going to look like. So just something else to be aware of is that work experience is going to be key in helping determine what that salary is going to look like. The next piece of advice I'm going to give you is just do some research. You're going to get a lot better information by doing your own research than anything that I can give you directly here in this video. We could set up a call if you visit assistedlivinginvesting.net. We could set up a call where we could have a conversation about that, and I could kind of help you through the process of what it's like to do that research. But I'm going to give you an overview here so you can kind of figure out how you might go about doing this on your own. So now that you know that it depends what that salary is going to look like there and what those variables are and how to kind of interact with those, the next thing you need to do is start researching exactly what that salary is going to look like in your area for your facility for the type of people that you're looking for. One of the best ways to do that is going to be just doing an internet search for something like assisted living facility administrator salary in my city and my state. That's probably going to be the best search term for you. You're going to be able to find some information on it. In addition to just that internet search, there are a few other resources that I want to make you aware of that can give you kind of industry specific salaries, and they're very helpful in just kind of identifying salaries just in general. There's several others, but these are all ones that I've used in the past and have found them to be useful. So these are just a few websites that I found to be useful in doing this research. So one is salary.com. Then there's glassdoor.com, all one word, payscale.com, again, all one word, and indeed.com. So those are all ones that I've actually used for me personally when I'm looking for salary for me, for my full-time job, but have also consulted that as we've looked at trying to determine what is a marketable salary for our administrator. So yeah, I would recommend that you give those ones a look and see if they help. And comment down below if you've used other resources. I'd love to hear about other websites that you've used. And also make sure you comment down below if you'd like some in-depth tutorials on how to use any of these resources, salary.com, glassdoor.com, payscale.com, or indeed.com, or any other resources. I'm happy to do tutorials on those for you on any of those videos. So comment down below if that would be helpful for you and like the video. Something else to keep in mind is you're looking at salaries on those websites that I just listed. They're going to be weighted by some of those higher salaried positions, specifically of the larger facilities, that if you're looking for a residential facility, you're just not going to be able to compete with, which is good for you from a perspective of the type of salary that you're going to be doing. You can go in and say, yeah, that average salary there is $60,000. I'm a much smaller facility. It's probably reasonable to think that I'm 10 to 15% below that, and my starting salary is 50 to 55,000 for my facility administrator. You can kind of do some math around that, especially if you're one of these smaller facilities. The administrator of those small residential facilities is just going to be a little bit lower than those larger facilities. But for underwriting purposes, as you're working through things, and the calculator, I'll link that up here, and you're putting in those expenses and wages and things like that of your administrator, you might want to put in there an underwriting of that higher or that average, a little bit higher than you are anticipating to spend, just so you have a little bit of a buffer zone there and what your expenses are going to look like. Again, I'll reiterate what I talked about when I did those tutorials on the calculator. Make sure you're conservative in your underwriting. It's going to help you out in the long run. And another big question that I see around just paying your facility administrator is, should I pay them hourly? Should I pay them salary? Should I give them benefits? Kind of what does that look like? And that's just another great question. So that question about, should I pay them hourly or should I put them on salary? Just a really great question. And again, it's going to kind of be up to you. It's your personal preference. What do you want to do? But something that you want to just kind of keep in mind as you're hiring your administrator, it's very likely they're going to be working more than 40 hours a week. So they're essentially on call during those non-business hours. If something comes up, they're the ones that are taking care of that. And so paying them an hourly rate is probably going to cost you more in the long run as an owner, because they are going to be putting in more than 40 hours a week. So you're paying them overtime, time and a half, double time, however you structure that overtime for your facility. You usually want to take that into account. So the salary number might be higher than somebody who's an hourly rate at 40 hours a week. It's probably going to be up there. But for the amount of work that your administrator is going to be doing, just everything that they're going to be doing with their job description and everything, salary is probably going to be a better option. But it's something that you want to look at and try to determine for yourself, is that right for me? In our case, it is correct. We pay our administrators a salary. We don't pay them hourly. In certain instances where they are taking care of some of the caregiving duties, we might pay them an hourly rate in addition to their salary, to just kind of compensate them for all of the extra work that they're doing, give them a little bit of a bonus type of a thing. So something else that you just kind of want to keep in mind there. I'm also frequently asked about giving your administrator benefits. And we give one of our administrators healthcare benefits, and that costs us, about $5,000 extra a year. And our other administrator was given the opportunity to have benefits, but decided to turn that down. So in our mind, if we have a great administrator at our facility, giving some of those extra perks and benefits and things like that, letting them kind of having an unofficial unlimited PTO type of a policy where, they want to go to Disneyland for a couple of weeks or something like that, letting them do that and continuing to pay them because they're a salaried position. We're more than happy to kind of give some of those benefits, just because we're small facilities. We can't compete with all the big benefits that a large facility is going to have, or a large corporation, or things like that. So we have to find ways to kind of incentivize them and develop a relationship and really build a culture that is beneficial to them. Those are kind of the benefits that we are able to offer. But yeah, health insurance, it's really not that expensive. For business purposes, there's quite a bit of a write-off there when you do that. And so it's something you also want to kind of look into. But all that said, if money is a little too tight for you, then you just might need to push benefits off a little bit until you can truly afford what those look like. It's not a ton of money, like I said. They're a great perk to offer, but you also want to be just wise with the funds that you have, and not put yourself into debt or put yourself in a really hard position where you're having to put in personal funds just to make payroll or something like that. So you just want to be, aware of what it's costing you to operate your facility. Now, in our next video, we're going to be getting into how much does an assisted living operator make. So I'm going to kind of go through that process, how much we pay ourselves as the operator, what does that look like, and what you might expect to pay an operator, or what you might be able to expect as a return for you in your facility. And we'll do that in our next video. And just a quick reminder, to learn more about investing in assisted living, make sure you visit me on assistedlivinginvesting.net. Would love to see you over there on the website for other content, set up a consulting call with me, and then please follow me on my other social media platforms. And remember, it doesn't take a lot. It's just a little bit. Keep making that incremental process, step by step. You're gonna be able to do it. You'll be successful. You can do it. And thanks for watching Assisted Living Investing, and have a great day. See ya.